Okay, you have taught many subjects. Could you please briefly describe how teaching shaped your perspective as a researcher?
Well, like I said, it does shape my perspective a lot, right? Because when you're teaching, being a student and being a teacher is very interesting because when you're a student, right, there could be a lot of topics that you may not be comfortable with, or sometimes you also ignore them, saying like if it comes in the exam, I'll just I'll decide not to write about that question, or I'll choose another question. So as a student, there's this degree of freedom where you can actually say that there's a certain topic I'm not really familiar with it. So you don't become very inquisitive about things that you're not comfortable with. As professors, right, you can't decide to ignore certain topics, because for example, teaching this really big classroom of 250 students, right? So somewhere between 100 to 250 students. So they often ask you questions. So, and then you have to be on your toes to answer those questions. So while I'm preparing for lecture, I have to like delve into each topic very thoroughly, right? So that if I encounter questions on those topics, I am able to answer those questions. So your preparation is different, right? So, and once you start delving deeper into these topics, then you start understanding these things more deeply, more. So like you understand more about those topics, and they could also help influence your own research, right? Because so I am not a labor economist, and I had a chance to teach labor economics once, and while I'm preparing for the lecture, I'm also learning so much about labor economics in that process. And that really helped me in one of my papers where I was actually looking at willingness to. So in Nepal, in the context of Nepal, a lot of people decide to volunteer for, let's say, river cleanup program or some environmental cleaning up the public parks. So all these things are there in Nepal. And then while I'm trying to understand what kind of people would volunteer, right? Because while you're volunteering, right, there's also this opportunity cost. You can actually go to the job market and actually start earning money versus volunteering, right? So there's this trade-off there. So while I was actually preparing as an instructor to teach labor economics, so insights from those courses were really helpful while I was tackling that research paper.